I don't mute it from there. I mute it from my handset. That's also on negative, by the way. Negative 13.90. So like it's not as loud when you have it that low.
Comparing it to how loud your microphone is.
Yes, but it doesn't sound as loud because it's on negative 13. Okay.
That's not how it works. But hello.
Hello, hello. Oh, our thing is not. It is not on yet. The bot is on, but it is the wrong food right now. The bot hasn't changed from yesterday. But it is Red's the day after Red's birthday. The day after. And you guys made Red have such a nice birthday. He was so happy. Today we're making medicinal food. We're talking about medicinal food today. And also making Red some breakfast. Breakfast. But welcome in, everybody. Are we eating a tortoise? No. Why would we be eating a tortoise? What message is it failing to send, Seth? Yeah, I have to figure out how I'm gonna store my kimchi, to be very honest. Oops, wrong one. One of them, the small batch, I am actually going to continue fermenting. So I'm gonna try something out, but I'm gonna continue fermenting it for another like 2-ish weeks. But the bigger one, we're gonna go ahead and start eating. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Yay, the bot works.
Oh, breakfast.
Yes, probably will help the SADs. No, we do not eat. Someone just threw. Oh, was it a cat? Was it a cat or was it a dog? We don't tend to eat turtles. It is banned here in the U.S. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, everybody. Yeah, that is supremely banned here.
Why?
Of course, exclamation point, user error. Things not working how it's supposed to.
What is your fucking problem?
All of the cameras are like.
Even the back camera's not working.
No, none of the cameras are working right now, guys. That's my phone. That's gonna go into my pocket.
I need the other one that I've connected to the thing. EOS, can you please?
I've already restarted this app like twice today, which is the hardest part.
Oh, come on. What is your issue?
Yeah, you can't even have turtle shells here legally, like without getting in a lot of trouble. That is a no-no in the United States. To be fair, I can't even have a goat. Sorry, guys. EOS camera thingy is being extra special today. Extra, extra special. Read all about it. I think it's like illegal to own certain turtles too. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah. Hello, everybody. Welcome in to another Mom Noms stream. My name is Mom Noms, and I'm a professional chef of 20 years, and we talk a lot about the food history, food culture, and you get to learn how to make certain recipes, and that seems pretty cool, actually. Today, we will be talking about medicinal foods, and how certain culture, this is part one of a series. We're going to be talking about how certain cultures use foods in a medicinal way. And we're starting off with Korea on our Korea Day, obviously. Obviously, on our day that we normally make Korean food, we will be talking about Korean medicinal foods with tuk and mayakuk as our two that we're going to be making. The mayakuk we're going to be making specifically because it is also a celebration. It's for celebration. It's to give to people who are having birthdays, people who have just had babies. For the babies part, it's because, you know, it has a lot of vitamin C in it. Pretty sure that that's also why you give it to people on their birthday too. So you're growing up, you need more vitamins in your system. And we're also finishing up our kimchi. Our big batch of kimchi, which is this one, will be going up today. We'll be putting it into our fridge to finish fermentation. And we're going to keep heat fermenting our small batch for the next probably 14 more days. We're going to make this one a really stinky batch, I think. But yeah, rolling credits, 11 minutes in, we're done. We tried to stream today. We didn't get it. We're going to bed now, guys. You don't have them? You want to eat everything, but food is food. But food is not food. There are certain reasons why you don't eat certain foods and why certain foods are illegal. And most of the time, it's because it has a protein or some kind of amino acid in it that you cannot consume. Food is not, if it looks like food, it may not always be food. A lot of the time, there's certain dishes that you cannot consume because it will supremely mess up your gut, supremely cause food poisoning, and just overall not great for you. Not great for you. And not everything is food. Not everything is food. Fish are friends, not food. Sorry, just remembering Nemo. This thing follows me all the way around. Hello. All right. As always, we're just starting off our coffee. That will literally, you're not immune to salmonella. No one can be immune to salmonella. I would highly suggest you stop doing that because the bacteria in salmonella can build up and is known to cause organ failure. There is no such thing as immunity to salmonella at all. You're probably damaging your organs eating raw chicken every 2 to 3 weeks. Heavily. Heavily. This is coming from someone who's taking many food science classes and many food safety courses. And if you have enough salmonella in your system, you will lose access to organs. Your heart could stop, your liver could stop, your kidneys could stop, and that is not a good thing. You are only 19 years old. You do not need that kind of damage. Okay. It would be cool if you were allergic to salmonella. It'd be cool if you could just be like, or not allergic, like immune to salmonella. Like if you could just be like, oh yes, I don't get foodborne illnesses. I'm immune to that shit. That'd be fun. But unfortunately, foodborne illnesses cause a lot of issues like, you know, organ failure. It's very funny when people go in the hospital and they're like, I have no idea what's wrong with me. I couldn't have any kind of problems. I eat so healthy. And they're like literally eating food that is really terrible for them most of the time. Like food that is undercooked, underprocessed, things like that. And they're like, oh, what are you talking about? That's so healthy for you. Like the raw milk phenomenon that's going on right now in America. Yo, that's not good for you. That shit's not good for you. Don't do it. But we'll be talking about some things that are good for you today. I prefer not to get, it's just your humor, that's fine. We're exhausted, okay? We're exhausted. Not a good joke around chefs. And Lucas is about to lose, producer Red's about to lose his mind with whatever is happening to these cameras right now. Really? And it died once before stream. You visit the aunt who only drinks and she's lost 3 babies. I wonder why. That was sarcasm. Hello, Miriam. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good time zone. Hope you're doing okay today. I'm making my coffee because God knows I'm gonna need it today. No, raw milk is, there's a reason that milk is processed. And it's wild that people just continue to not like believe in, science. But the fun part of the things that we're going to be talking about when it comes to medicinal foods from different cultures is that there is a lot of science rooted behind each of these foods as to why they actually help. We're not going to get, science is not really my thing. It's more history. So we're going to talk more about the history of the things going on. But we can talk a little bit about the science behind it all. And I have coffee. I thought it was medicine for Red. Red will be having some to make Red feel a little bit less exhausted, a little bit better. We're fucking tired from last night, from yesterday. I've seen many people who basically tell doctors to like screw off, and it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not tired from yesterday. I'm tired from this life. Fair. Well, here's something that can help, and I will switch to your breakfast. All right. So, you drink 1 glass of raw milk once? Ooh, you got sick? I bet. That would hurt my stomach so bad. I mean, regular milk hurts my stomach every now and again. Like, I ate cereal the other day and was like, I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good. Good morning, Kilted. How are you doing? I was stalking you on Instagram last night. I don't know why. I was stalking you on Instagram last night. I had no problems. We had a couple of cows we milked, never had a problem. I think it's more along the line of like, this sounds bad, commercial cows that have the raw milk that have the most bacteria in it. I used to always get sick if my grandmother milked cows and gave me the milk. I was always like, "Ooh, I don't feel so good. I really don't, I don't like this." Probably some kind of lactose mixed with the fact that like I'm not great with bacteria in a lot of foodborne bacterias. Do you know who else should have milk? I think I do. Every fucking day, too old for this shit. You're not even that old. You're not even that old. Y'all are so funny. I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because I'm laughing because it's true. But also, you're not that old. We were really diligent in making sure the equipment and cows were clean, so maybe that helped. It does, because a lot of the problems with raw milk is that the cows are they're not treated for a lot of illnesses. First of all, second of all, no one really cares about the cleanliness in the cow process because most of the milk is processed heavily in America, I might add. And so you get a lot of like farmer bacteria in there, and by that I mean like, poop and urine and flakes, like bacteria from other animals and stuff like that. So it gets kind of gross. So if you kept it clean, that probably really did help. I'm older than you. No, you're not. I doubt that. One day we will make the milk bath happen. If you guys can hit my goals by the end of the month, maybe we can make the milk happen. Hey now, hey, if we hit our goals, then that would be enough to get you a new GPU, Lucas. That is you taking a milk bath. What is this? What the fuck is that emote? That's so funny. You can both be in the milk bath. We'll both take a milk bath. I don't think our bathtub is big enough for that one. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about Korean medicinal foods. And we're going to be making a couple of dishes. One of them is basically a congee, but it's not. It's called a tteok. And the other one is a seaweed soup. And the seaweed soup is used for is given to postpartum women who are in postpartum because it has a lot of vitamin C in it, and it has a lot of the nutrients needed for breastfeeding and to help with recovery. But it's also given to people who need recovery from like an illness, like some kind of huge illness. So it's something that they give them in the hospitals, which is really nice. Would save on milk costs, but damn, at this point, I just did OnlyFans. Well, technically, if there's two of us, we could use less milk. Because it would seem more full. We could do like half milk, half water. No one would ever know. No one would ever know. Okay. So I'm gonna start the congee. I'm gonna start the soups before we like get into the history. Both the congee and the tteok and the seaweed soup before we get into the history, because these are gonna take a good bit to process, basically, to really start becoming a food that we want to eat, because they take a while to actually cook and have flavor, which is wild. It's not wild. That's just the life of soup. That's just soup. Okay. Oh, my house smells like coffee now. I always love when it smells like coffee. I need one more thing. That's just soup. Soup takes a long time to cook. Anyway, how are you guys doing? Feels like it's been so long and it's been a day. It's only been a day. I'm gonna use this to soak my rice in. Ugh. Some things are just worse than others. What? What am I reading? Huh? That is a bad idea. Don't do it. Don't do it. Salt isn't bad for some people. Salt is the only thing keeping me alive, I swear to God. I have a really, 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 really low sodium level, like really low sodium levels. So I love salt because it has to make me. Mood went from good to eh. Why? Why? What's going on? Are you okay? Are you okay? I feel like it's a midday for everyone. What's going on? Is Mercury in the microwave?
Hey Google, is mercury in the microwave?
On the website crystalbarsoap.com, they say, Mercury in the microwave is a slang term for Mercury retrograde, which is an astrological phenomenon where the fast-moving planet Mercury appears to move backwards. This happens 3 to 4 times each year, which is where the joke, Mercury is in the microwave again.
Who am I fighting? Yeah. That was me last night. I really just feel like I don't know, everyone's tired. How does it feel like we're coming up on the end of March, okay? But it feel like I'm getting the feelings that I usually get in like November. I am in November level exhaustion, not March level exhaustion right now. Thanks, Google. I won't talk about it here. Okay. I don't know, my anxiety is up and I don't know why. Big hugs, yeah. Your anxiety is also bad? Maybe it's just, I mean, I can tell you why a lot of our anxieties are bad, but. So a few things about the tteok that we're making. This is stemmed from food that basically helped people to get through times of famine. A lot of the food that we make, the Korean food that we do make, that is quote unquote like the poverty food that we make, is usually comes from time of famine. I think our problems would be solved with some more cheesecake. Maybe it's Maybelline. Cheesecake sounds great. Lucas doesn't like cheesecake. He's like some of the cheesecake that I've made, but it's not his favorite dessert. What other dessert can we do for producer Red? Tiramisu. Because he's been talking about tiramisu on threads like every day for like 3 days. I don't have the stuff to make tiramisu though. I'm gonna move our kimchi out of the way. So yeah, so this like just a little fun fact. This is definitely something that was created because it has like basically can keep you full for a long time. And it has a good flavor to it, but it could keep you full for a long time. So in time of starvation and when there wasn't a lot of resources, it was a very easy one to make. And you could basically put anything in it and it would keep your family full for longer. I feel like these are foods that we need to know about right now. As the grocery prices keep expanding and the wallet does not. All right. So the funniest part about this is we're going to be putting in all of the vegetables are going to be chopped super small. But we're also putting in 3 cloves of garlic that are just whole. And I don't know why, but this is just what I was told to do. Sometimes I like being disrespected.
That's the only one you give me.
Yeah, I know, I see the rest of it. I'm just disappointed. I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed. But seriously, for all of you guys out there, is there a food that your family made you that like always helped you feel better when you were sick? Or that like you would get? Because I know like chicken noodle soup in America is like a big quote unquote medicinal food because of the collagen and everything in chicken and the carbs and the sodium, because sodium is usually really, really good for you when you're sick, because most of the time when you're sick, you can't stay hydrated, and sodium helps you to keep hydration down. And they put those little tiny carrots and stuff in it. I never ate chicken noodle soup when I was growing up because I was a vegetarian. When I was sick, I was just like shit out of luck. I didn't have anyone that was like able to help me. I mean, I had to make food by myself, and when I was sick, I just didn't eat because, you know, most of the time I just didn't eat anyway. I'm always a disappointment to everyone, so I'm sorry. Usually some sort of soup, chicken noodle, chicken and barley. Chicken and barley sounds really good too. I know I don't really do chicken right now, but I do like the soups. This should have chicken in it, or it can have chicken in it. We're doing a vegetarian version of it, obviously, because I don't do chicken. I might use a little bit of my chicken powder to put in it for flavor though. Nothing like chicken noodle soup. When I was sick, I was given Sprite and saltine crackers. Oh, I was given Coke. Like real Coke. Whenever I would go into the hospital because I had like been throwing up or like anything like that, they would give me a can of Coke to soothe my stomach. And so I still to this day think like when I'm sick, I think Sprite or like a full sugar Sprite or a full sugar can of Coke. Not Spite. You were given Spite. That explains everything, Steffi. If you were given Spite. Your day has been shit. I am so sorry. It feels like everyone. You're not feeling like being social. Don't worry about it, crazy. Like you are not obligated to be here. I'm happy that you are, and I hope that I can bring some kind of smile to your face at some point. today, whether it be talking about adding spite into my soup or something like that. But yeah, no, it's a day. We almost literally canceled stream. Like I was so close to canceling stream this morning because I was like, I'm so tired. I just want to go back to bed. I'm done. And even Lucas was like, I thought it was Thursday today. I was like, nope, it's only Wednesday. The good news about Wednesdays, though, is that we do not have a night stream, so we can just chillax and play video games by ourselves or watch things. When I was sick, you were giving Nazi Powerade? Narcha Powerade? I like Powerade. I used to like Powerade. I think I liked it more than Gatorade for a while. A little bit. Oh, Huincha, it's little. It's little. Chia is little. But yes, we completely understand. Apparently that is the day we're all having, guys. Let's all be grumpy together. Like, I'm gonna do a rage style video. I'll be like those people that like just throw their food around, just a super rage style video the entire time. Just fucking throwing food? You want medicinal food? Fuck your medicinal food. Oh, something's in the water and we're all drinking it, guys. Something's in the water and we are all drinking that shit up. And we are all grumpy little assholes. That's fine. We deserve to be. We're the nice people usually, so we deserve to be mean and nasty for a day. Today is our nasty day. We're respectful in this house. That'd kill a chef in a shot. I would. I am highly, highly, highly allergic. What's for dinner? I'm highly allergic to vodka. Do you want to know how I found out? It started turning I was working at this, I was running a kitchen manager at this bar and restaurant, and I went to the bar section to help out because they were in the weeds. And
a big welcome.
Well, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for that follow. Hold on, I'll give you a proper thank you and welcome in just a second. Gungron, thank you so much for that follow. I really appreciate it. What's for dinner? We're doing medicinal foods today. We're talking about hospital foods, foods that we're starting off in Korea because I do history. If you've never been here before, I do the history of foods, the culture of foods, and like the sordid everything around foods. And we cook some of the food based on whatever our history topic is. For the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about medicinal foods from different cultures, and then we're going to end on hospital foods in America. Not going to lie. That's going to be interesting. And the reason we're ending on that is because hospital food in America kind of fucking sucks. On the vodka thing, I was managing a kitchen at this bar and restaurant when I was in college, and vodka splashed on me and it gave me hives. Just like out of nowhere, it just gave me hives. And so I was like, well, that's really weird. The smart thing to do would not be to take a shot of it and see if it was something in the vodka that I was allergic to. But I was like 20 years old, and so I took a shot of the vodka. And I went into like I had to go to hospital. I had to go to hospital. It was really sick. It's seen as super fruit, so if you're sick, feeling down or anything like that, you drink or eat a narcha.
Like
Oh, I knew that. You've shown me this. We've talked about this. Orange. So they're a citrus fruit. That's very cool. Have you ever tried some Balkan food? I have personally tried Balkan food. We have not made Balkan food before. On stream, though. To be fair, this is our, like, 33rd episode, so... well, of the reboot, this is our 33rd episode of the show, so we have not had Balkan food. Tell me more. What kind of Balkan food should I try, or should I research? I know that Balkan food has a lot of history behind it, and that is very interesting. That is always interesting. We're making juk right now. I'm prepping for juk. And so basically I'm just doing all of the vegetables that go into it. I'm going to saute these down, like sweat them out a lot. And then we're going to slowly put in the rice, but the next thing that we're doing after this is prepping for the other thing that we're making, which is the myeokguk, which is basically a seaweed soup that is given to postpartum mothers and people. It's also given to people on their birthday for good luck, or around their birthday for good luck as a birthday gift, and also given to a lot of people who are sick because it's high in vitamin C from the seaweed. Wow, someone doesn't know how to drive and they're just revving their engines for no reason. And I'm not my usual, like, little preppy self right now, so it kind of sucks. Sarma, for example, is very good. Ooh, those cabbage rolls in simple term. Those are cabbage rolls in a simple term. Yeah, with meat and rice inside. Do love a cabbage roll. Do love a cabbage roll. As Time Lord Angel is doing, as Miriam is doing right now, join the Discord. We love to have these food discussions in our Discord so that I can plan for the next episodes and really, like, do something well. I put a lot of time and research. I have been reading so many books and so many studies lately about foods that my brain is a little full, and I just pop off at people at random parts of the day that don't even give any kind of care about food. I'm going, did you know that this food is because of this reason? And everyone's just looking at me like, why do I want to know that? Why do I want to know that? The saddest sarma dish, cabbage leaves are stuffed with seasoned mixture of rice, ground beef, pork, and ham. They are laid on a bed of sauerkraut. Oh. So it's like cabbage on cabbage on cabbage. I like that. I like that. I do love some sauerkraut. We should, since we make so much kimchi, we should do a sauerkraut. Probably when we get into fall. Maybe summer, because sauerkraut can be a summery dish if we want it to be, but for me, I like sauerkraut in fall. All right, in go the onions. Then we'll put the garlic, and then we'll put the rest in. And while we're sweating these down, so we can't really start the other soup, which is going to be a smaller one. We're not doing a big thing of the other soup because, well, I don't think I need congee and like a juk and soup for lunch. Not a big thing of both of them, at least. We're gonna start talking a little bit about juk and about the history of. I gotta go to my notes. I need to like figure out like, you know what I should do? Lots of water. Yes, I know, lots of water. Do you know what I should do? Is I should just get a notebook and like write it all out and look like a professor instead of like looking at my notes on my phone. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. How dare you use technology? I know. I've been yelled at it so much for my entire life. How dare you use technology? Can't do that. Read a fucking book. I have. I've read many, many books. I have almost 500 in my 2 rooms over. Anyway, so we have to go way back. You know, usually we start off when we're talking about foods, especially like a lot of the foods that we've covered over the last few weeks. When we're talking about foods, we're usually in the 1st century AD, and it's like somewhat quote unquote modern. But if we want to talk about medicinal foods, specifically in Korea, we have to go back to 3000 BCE, and there's this myth. There's a myth that is being passed down. There's a story that is getting passed down from person to person. And it's basically that a tiger and a bear want to reincarnate into human form. And in order to do that, they have to take an edible medicine. And the edible medicine is what now is known as wormwood and garlic. And so they have to, this tiger and this bear have to go on a journey essentially to find garlic and wormwood, and it will help them to reincarnate into human form. And the theory is, the story pretty much goes that they do in fact reincarnate into human form. And when they do, it is just a little bit more oil. It's a little too dry. They basically become they morph into what later becomes the Joseon dynasty. And so garlic and wormwood were held at very, 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 very high regards for a long time. And it became mainstream that these were medicinal herbs. So in the 3 kingdoms, in the period of the 3 kingdoms, mainly their medicine was influenced by other traditional medicines. So you look at you can see a lot of comparison between Chinese medicine, Japanese medicine, and Korean medicine, because at that time period they were all kind of attempting, well, I wouldn't say Korea was really attempting to conquer anybody, but Korea was being conquered heavily at this time. We talked about it the other day when we were talking about Japan and the things that Japan has done to Korea. And we saw that, you know, they tried to conquer Korea twice in the 500s and once again in the early 1900s. And in the early 1900s, that is what began the split of North and South Korea. Caused a lot of issues. Caused a lot of famine. Famine is going to be something that we're going to see a lot of when it comes to talking about traditional food, and poverty when it comes to talking about like traditional medicine, traditional food. And because a lot of these actually, a lot of the dishes that we're making are actually stem from the fact that people were starving to death. And the best way for you to get a lot of vitamins and a lot of the things that you need in order to live like a decent life without being sick all the time is food. I'll never say, like, you'll never hear me say that, you know, traditional medicine is the only way. But you will hear me say that traditional medicine and eating your medicine, quote unquote, is a very good way to prevent a lot of issues. But also when you are down in the sickness, it does help you to need less of the Western medicine. But Koreans believe, #truth. Well, and you ferment. I mean, you make beer, and you know that like the yeast in beer, the leftover yeast in beer actually helps a ton when added to other things in order to like give you a lot of the vitamins, a lot of the nutrients that you need, because like yeast is fantastic. Yeast is fantastic. People do not know a lot about yeast. And I think that it is one of the things that like we could add into our diets. And we're gonna do a hashtag not really sponsored, but kind of sponsored thing in the after we get these on the get these going. That is we're gonna be talking about yeast actually. about yeast in a medicinal, from a medicinal standpoint. So where was I? So during the Three Kingdoms, you see a lot of these, like this, what we're making right now is called gyok, okay? It's kyuk. It's Juk or Jook, depending on how you spell, using Roman letters to a Hangul sound. And this is also called kanji. Gert, yo, what's up? What's up? Hashtag fiber. Yeah, the fact that like we're on like this protein kick right now in most Western countries is like everything is protein. Add more protein. Add more protein. Y'all need fiber. Did you guys know that colon cancer and stomach cancer is up? Like has been just steadily increasing over over the span of like the last 20 years because like we don't eat enough fiber. People don't eat enough veggies. They don't eat enough things that are actually like good for you don't need protein. Y'all need some fiber in your guts. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We eat a lot of fiber. Who needs fiber when you can add in a bunch of protein? Y'all, I saw chicken nuggets today that said now with more fiber or now with more protein. I was like, they're chicken nuggets. They're chicken nuggets. They already have a ton of protein. You almost got colon cancer? Oof. Greens, veggies, chia seeds, breads, etc. Yeah, like you need, I don't know why westernized food and westernized quote unquote medicine, because we do have, or you had it, whey powdered chicken nuggets. We do have so much food that like we do the traditional medicine that food is medicine in America, but we do it so bad. And in most European countries, we do it so bad. We're like, yeah, no, fuck the facts. You don't need carbs in your life. You don't need fiber, just more protein. Eat that stick of butter, sweetie, and have a heart attack. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. We can do that. Mushy, unfortunately, it's popular to push protein. Protein's more expensive. Vegetables are cheap. You make more money if you push protein. Gotta love being in late stage capitalism, y'all. Look how pretty this is. Already we're pretty. And it already smells so good. And there's like, okay, so I'm going to do something really weird. We're adding 2 whole garlic pieces in here, but they're gonna be smushed so that the oils come out as it basically like renders down into the vegetables and into the rice eventually. So kanji. Healthy fats are essential. Yes, they are. Health is a money metric. Yeah, it is. Like influencers are always talking about protein for like healthy weight. Western culture, I mean like Eastern culture also is like we are so obsessed with weight and we always have been. In the West here, you see an uptick of nothing tastes as good as skinny feels when the economy is in shambles. And the reason that is because going back to our ever-growing discussion of poor versus rich, and royalty versus poverty food, but in America especially, and this also happens in other European cultures, or European-based cultures, is that when the economy is in shambles, the royalty like to show that they're better than everybody by not needing the thing that other people don't have access to. They have access to it, but they don't need it. And so then you see a lot of like the anorexia, the heroin chic come out, and it heavily influences generations like after, because then if you want to show that you are quote unquote better than other people, You gotta be skinny. And so we see a lot of that, and the way that I just cannot fathom, to be very honest. I'm kind of over people's shit. And this is coming from a person who had anorexia until I literally got pregnant with my kid. I was under 100 pounds. And I am 5'10", guys. I know that you guys can't really see how tall I am, but I'm giant. I am very tall. Lucas likes to say that I'm short, though. Lucas likes to say that I'm short. Maybe to the Dutch, I'm short. I am giant. Better or more desirable? Yes. Well, it's mostly I'm better than you, haha. Like, you need food to survive. I don't even need food. I can afford it if I want to, but I don't need it. Like, look at me. Look at me. I'm so hot. I'm so hot. Mom's out of context. I'm good at food. You're bad at food. I'm good at food. You're bad at food. God, I wish I could lose weight. You probably can't lose weight because you are at your body's natural weight. People are not cookie cutter size. They never have been and they never will be. They're not cookie cutter size. And some people's natural weights are larger than other people's natural weights. And that sucks, and it's hard to learn. It's hard to know. Okay, so we're in the three. So we see, especially when it comes to traditional medicines, we see a lot of overlap between China, Korea, and Japan. These were the biggest countries at the time. And a lot of the Korean medicinal food is influenced by China and Japan because, oh my God, hold on, guys. I lost my microphone. That's not, you're not. And we see Korea really accepting a lot of what is happening, a lot of the foods in Korea as the same as in other countries because trade was really important, obviously. Obviously, trade was super important. Medicinal knowledge from China and India supplemented the foundation of traditional medicine that had been handed down from the old Joseon period. In Korea, it spurred further development. So they took what they knew from the Joseon era and they made it more. They made it more. They made it to where, like, they felt they could take care of their people in a better way. Lucas is super tall. It flourished. So a lot of like traditional medicine and medicine. Oh, that scared the shit out of me, y'all. That scared me. Okay, so we have soaked our rice and we're gonna put it in here and kind of toast it up a bit. And then we'll add water, a shit ton of water and seasoning, and basically just let this grow. We're gonna let it grow, let it grow. Using something that is culturally significant to Korea, which is the sesame seed oil. Sesame seeds are super fucking relevant. In the 1400s to the 1500s, we see Korea start to step away from the dependence of Chinese medicine. So they start to experiment, start to really figure out what they have in their own home that can be used for medicine. And we start to see an uptick in ginseng. I love ginseng. It's a terrible flavor in reality, but man, if you are a girl, if you're a woman, and you go through, or if you're whoever, and you go through your monthlies, put ginseng in your tea. I'm just saying. put ginseng in your tea. It is chef's kiss. It helps so much with any kind of cramps. We start to see a lot of medicinal food books being published in the mid 1400s, which is where we get a lot of what we're making today. While congee and juk are very similar, there are a few differences in them and how they're prepared. And it's mostly because that, Korea kind of took it on their own and they were like, okay, but these things don't always work here. And so when they were stepping away from their Korean influence or from their Chinese influence, they stepped into more traditional Korean food. One of the first books published in 1433 has 703 recipes for medicine. You haven't eaten anything yet? Pretty derby. 20, you need to lose 20 kilos? And this book that was published was republished to help royalty, essentially, because like what would it be if we took away from the poor people and gave to royals? What kind of world would we live in if we didn't give things to royal people all the fucking time? All right. We're gonna do a few cups. I'm using water right now, but I am going to mix in a little bit of my cock powder. That's literally what it's called, if I can find it. And then we're just gonna let this simmer for the next like hour. We're gonna add in our chili, our gochugaru, a little bit of water so that this doesn't burn on the bottom. Gochugaru, a little bit of our cock powder, if I can find it, I'm not finding it, maybe we won't. Maybe. Yes, it is. It's yellow and it has a chicken on it, and it's in Viet. The language is Viet. It's leaf raspberry plants. You can probably find it at a slightly upscale grocery place. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We have an ad starting. It's this one. I don't know if you can see it. We have an ad starting in about 30 seconds. If you guys wait through the ads with me, I'm going to be very, very happy. I'll be very, very happy. Thank you. If you don't, that's fine. We'll see you on another day. Hope you have a great day. If you're feeling like shit still, same. I can't find my cock powder. Go see a doctor. Oh, I should show you my cock recipe book. Ah, yes, please. Yes, please. It's yellow. I can tell you it's yellow. It looks kind of like that, but it's yellow. I mean, like not that one, but well, we might find it during the break. I will take this off. We might find it during the break, and we'll finish our discussion on the history of medicinal foods. This is gonna turn out really great in a second. In a second, in an hour when it's done. It's usually like right here, so I'm very confused. I haven't used it in a minute. Found it! Nice. I will turn this off for a second and wait until ads are over to finish the... We just didn't say anything. What didn't you say anything about? I am going to sit for a second, you guys. Y'all are so funny. If y'all get up there, I'm gonna be so mad at you. I promise. Your food talks make your tummy rumble. Eat. Eat. I am. I'm playing with my cock powder, guys. I'm just playing with my cock powder. Mostly because I'm gonna make the broth out of it because I don't mind the taste of chicken right now. I just don't like the texture of chicken. I can make something taste like chicken. Tastes like chicken. Why do we say, I need to know the reason why we say everything tastes like chicken. Does anyone know this? Does anyone know why we say things taste like chicken? Like everything tastes like chicken?
Because chicken can be seasoned like anything. If tofu is the main protein, then everything would be tasting like tofu. Because it's the same thing. If you add cock flavored
I need you to move so I can sit down for all of 40 seconds. Just curious, do you prefer the powder to like the bouillon paste? I don't really have a difference between the two. I don't really have like a preference between the two. I like the paste. It's more flavorful. You have to use less, but I literally will take what I can get. Because man, the paste gets expensive. Get down. Get down. These pellets, the cock pellets I have came from the Asian grocery store and it cost $3 for the giant thing. And so I tend to use that more. Or I just make my own bases out of bones and whatever I have left and like vegetables and stuff like that. Hello everybody, welcome back. That's what they are. That's literally what they are, girl. Hold on. They're like pellets.
Yeah.
They're literally like pellets. They look like little tiny like seeds to me. Granules. They could be called granules, yes. No, they are called granulated. So, all right, so we're starting our soup basis. We're gonna put this back on. I did take it off the heat so that we wouldn't, you know, burn the rice. Added 2 tablespoons of the granules, the cock pellets. And I'm gonna add in a good tablespoon of my gochugaru. And sesame seed oil. Like a lot, because this is the main flavor that you're gonna want to get out of this particular recipe. Also, welcome back from ads, everybody. Hope you're doing good. Hope the ads weren't too terrible. And then I think that I add just a splash of, I need a little bit of ginger and then a little bit of salt and it's ready to go. So a little bit of ginger powder and a little bit of salt and then we can pour this in. And if we need more water as we go, we can add it in. Boop. We're gonna give this a good little mix. Add in our salt. And then let this just boil down for an hour. Don't make fun of my cock pellets. We're drowning the cock, yeah. And then we're gonna pour this in. Give it a good little stir. Bring it up to a simmer and just let it go. And I'm adding in more gochugaru than normal, just because, well, gochugaru, a lot of the scents, the aromas that come from gochugaru help to make you a little happier because it like hits a part of your brain that makes you smile, because it's a little spicy. And sometimes the spiciness actually helps to make people's, like, wash your brain out a little bit, to clean it out a little bit. So I'm adding a little bit more. If you do this at home, you can do it with half of a tablespoon or no gochugaru at all. I am missing the entire conversation. We're not making fun of your cock powder. You can make fun of my ground cock. That's fine. Go ahead, make fun of my drowned powdered cock pellets. That's perfectly fine. Why wouldn't you? So gochugaru is cocaine. I mean, it's chili peppers that's been ground up, so it kind of is. It kind of is. Chili powder, it is for pink. Chili powder, chilies come from Central America and spread around the world like hot cakes, basically, and changed the flavors that we know, like changed the flavors completely on what was going on around the world. So, and people got really happy and got, like, because it was a new sensation they never had before. So, yes, I'm snorting chili powder. Don't snort chili powder. Do not snort it. It will hurt your brain. Like hotcakes. No pun intended. Yeah. All the puns intended. Are you kidding me? I'm punny. I got a lot of puns. All right, once this gets up to simmering, we're gonna cover that up and we'll put it in the back and let it simmer. And then we're gonna start our soup, our other soup that we're making. The other one. Where were we? Where were we in my notes? Okay. So, traditional medicinal foods in Korea became a rich person thing because, like, why let poor people be able to, be healthy? It's something that we're experiencing right now in the United States. If you keep people sick and underfed, you can control them better. And there was a few kings and there was a few monarchs during this time period in Korea that were not the greatest people in the world. They were kind of shitty, actually. And they wanted to make sure that they controlled the poor people because the poor people could work for them. And if you control the poor people and you make them work for you for, free or cheap, then you get to benefit while everyone else is just kind of fucked over. Does that sound familiar? So they controlled the health. They did not allow a lot of these recipe books to be published. They didn't allow them to spread through the communities so that people could take care of themselves. They held it to where you had to pay to take care of yourself. You had to pay for the foods, pay extra for the foods, and pay extra for getting people to help to make you healthy. And so they basically made a prescription system where you had to go in and be like, I have this, and they'd give you your chuk. Or I have this, and they'd give you the seaweed soup that we're gonna make. And took it out of the hands of the impoverished. We do see that more people started, like, after the dynasty and after they got really pissed off, they started being able to make it themselves. They started growing their own foods. They started doing a lot of this, to where traditional medicine was a little bit more back into the hands of the impoverished people, but not completely yet. Okay, bring that up. I'm putting it on the back burner so that we can make so we're only making a tiny bit of soup. A tiny bit of the seaweed soup. If we go down the line, when we get into about the 1700s, we have a book that comes out that's called The Principle of Life Preservation in Oriental Medicine. Again, it's the 1700s. It was published by a white dude who was like, oh my God, look at all, they can take care of themselves. They don't need medicine. Which at this time period, we had already seen breakthroughs in modern medicine, in westernized medicine, of a lot of it was hokey pokey, to be very honest. But what they thought would help out, like, soaps and stuff, were starting to come out. And so he theorized that the Koreans basically did not understand medicine, because he was like, how can medicine be food? How can food be medicine? Even though it had been being done in other cultures for, thousands of years by this point. But again, if you want to monetize something, you badmouth it and you put down the way that people can make things themselves and make themselves like healthy and happy themselves without needing you as a doctor or a government. And that sucks. Look at them. They don't drink 50 gallons of whiskey a day and don't suffer kidney failure. How can this be? Exactly. I have found that it doesn't have a chemical taste, which is why you haven't found one that doesn't have a chemical taste, which is why you go the paste route. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I tend to go with my cock palettes. It's forever going to be that now. And it doesn't have a chemical taste. But powdered things, you can, because of the preservatives in them, can have that really just nasty flavor to them. And it kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. So we have white people coming in and trying to be like, no, they can't have their own health without us being involved and our, spending money with us. Like, how dare they have their own systems in place that we don't have? How dare? How dare that they don't spend money with us and don't tell us their ways? We're just gonna steal those ways and then profit off of them. Duh. It's usually how food goes. We have our seaweed. I'm so ready for this soup. We have made a version of this soup before on stream. I'm allergic to preservatives. I can see that. I haven't tried ones from the Asian market though. Well, you might be surprised. This yellow one that I have, I'll send you a picture of it. It is cheap. And it doesn't have that flavor to it. So we're in the late Joseon dynasty at this point. We're like going into more modern times in Korea, and they're like, no, you guys, you don't understand. You don't understand. Your body, your mind, and like your mind and your body are very much connected to each other. If your mind's not happy, you're not healthy. They had a point there. If you're depressed, your immune system weakens. If you have a lot of heavy emotions about things, your immune system weakens because your body goes into fight or flight mode. And if your body is in fight or flight mode, it takes all of the energy from other areas and focuses it on survival. It focuses it on survival. So if your body and your mind are not connected, you tend to get a lot more sick because you don't have anything to protect you. You don't have anything to protect you. So he wrote that food and medicine come from the same place. So you can use And this is before we started, you know, experimenting with the kinds of medicines that we have today. Because medicine typically was made out of food at that time period. He said food and medicine come from the same place, so you can always make your body feel better. You can always treat yourself with the foods that you put in your body, which, again, there's a big point there. That you got a point. You got a point. And so that's when the Korean medicine started to spread a little bit more. In the 1900s, we get to 1910. And we talked about 1910 the other day. Korean medicine was suspended. Why? Because the Japanese took over. When the Japanese took over, we lost so much of Korean history. We lost so much of the value and the history and basically just the like growing and understanding of Koreans, because they were now under a dictator rule, and they will continue to be under that dictator rule until the Korean War, when then they were separated. North Korea still under a dictatorship, and South Korea and at the time period still under a dictatorship and under Japan, and South Korea under a quote-unquote democracy and under America, which later split. Japan gave us anime. So during this time period, there was a law that was established, basically, that from the Japanese, that basically said, you can only practice Japanese health. You cannot, all of these things that you have been doing, all of these things that you have been doing, you can no longer do. You are hereby suspended from being able to practice your own forms of health. You have to follow what we want you to. And, you know, at the time period, they had already stepped away from the big three, and were basically trying to practice their own forms of medicine and their own forms of food medicine specifically. And it all got lost. The Japanese burnt a lot of it. Some of the original cookbooks that had the traditional Korean medicines were destroyed with that. Except for, you know, going back to our Women's History Month last week when we were talking about Korea, the mamas, the women, the Korean women were the only thing that were basically like keeping the traditional medicine alive. And it was because they didn't really have access to a lot of the Japanese medicine. They didn't have access to going to the Japanese doctors. They didn't have access to a lot. So they had to keep it alive for their communities. So it got passed on in the books that we were talking about that they created and passed on from generation to generation, that was added onto. So thank you, Korean women, for making sure that your entire population didn't die off. And we saw a lot of things like congee, the jok become more popular, the seaweed soup that we're making become more popular because they were cheap, it was easy to find the ingredients, and it was easier. Can you get down, please? Thank you. It was cheap, it was easy to find the ingredients, and it was something that they could do under the noses of the dictatorship that was currently ruling them. Okay, I need a mushroom. So we lost about 6 years worth of history during this time period. And that, you know, 60 years doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a fucking ton. It's a lot. It's a lot. And when the Japanese were finally ousted, like booted out from most of Korea, from at least South Korea, the South Korean regime that was in during that time period were like, all right, we need to bring back Japanese medicine. And that's when the temples became very popular to go to when you were, or we need to bring back Korean medicine. And that's when the temples became a really big thing to go to when you were sick, because they cooked from the land. They still had knowledge of a lot that was going on before Japan started ruling. And we see an uptick in we see an uptick in temple food. And temple food, they do not use meats. They do not use a lot of, they don't use a lot of oils. They use a lot of fermented. They use like a soy sauce that they ferment on their own. They use vegetables. They do not use strong flavors, so you don't have a lot of the regular garlic like we're using today. And people would go and stay in the temples in order to feel better, in order to get seen and to feel seen and to get back to the traditional medicine that they had before. Potatoes! When I get a house, I'm getting a greenhouse and calling it the mushroom. Guess we're gonna grow dandelions. Potatoes. Potatoes are great, so fair. Temples are for seen. Got it. Wait, hold on. The bestie texted. I gotta step away for a second because the bestie needs me. Just Chloe's having a rough time right now with a person. I swear, me and Chloe are gonna like fight. We're gonna fight the world. Chloe and I are gonna fight the world, you guys. Chloe is like my best friend that lives in Seattle, and I miss her dearly. We used to live 5 minutes. The window blinds aren't a straight line. No, I want to cover them up because it really it affects the lighting in here. It affects the lighting in here really badly. Okay, so we get into the 50s and 60s. In the 1970s, wow, that was a pretty sound. In the 1970s, Korean medicine starts getting recognized globally as a true form of medication. It is a true form of medication. We're talking the foods, we're talking the herbs that they use, we're talking acupuncture, and people are starting to see that this is a good form of medication for people suffering with certain illnesses. I've used acupuncture a few times. I like acupuncture. It helps with my migraines. I haven't gotten to it in a long time because it is kind of expensive now. But I used to use acupuncture for my migraines and for some other issues that I have. We have blinds I need to hang. It's ridiculously tight to use my drill. Yeah, because there's like this much space between the one. Red in the kitchen? Red is always in the kitchen. When I'm not streaming, Red is like in the kitchen. In the kitchen, in the kitchen. Originally, Korean traditional medication was called medicine for the symptoms because it helped the symptoms. No one really saw the value in it for using as a precautionary, like to prevent a preventative medication. No one really saw Korean medicine as a preventative medication. They just saw it as, okay, good. I was like, I'm gonna catch my house on fire because of a mushroom. They saw it as this will treat your symptoms, but other than that, it's not good for really anything. In the 1970s, when it starts to become more commonplace in other countries, specifically in America, in European countries, because why Europeans have to have a say over anything that's in Asian, in any country that's not European based, I have no idea. But they do. So the theme changes a little bit. Why limit? You use that in the bedroom. We're renting the whole house. The whole house. Just in the bedroom, that's boring. Because someone might see you. No one will see us. No one can see through most of our windows, which is really funny. We have a window in our bathroom, our upstairs bathroom, where you can see the light outside, like the stoplight that's right beside us outside. And you can't see in because of like how the decoration on the windows is done, but we can, it's right beside the toilet. If you are sitting on the toilet, you can just watch people. You just watch people outside. It is so funny. That's how I was trying to figure out if our power was coming back on when we had the power outage last month. Is because I could just see the stoplight and see if the stoplight was going. And I also found out that people cannot for the life of them use stoplights when it's not working. They don't use it as a four-way stop like they're supposed to. It's crazy. All right. We're gonna let this kind of roast down a little bit, and we're gonna add in the rest of our ingredients. Like I said, we've made a very, very similar dish, but this one is more of the traditional medicinal way. Usually you would use beef broth or beef in it. We're doing, vegetarian, so not gonna be doing that. I'm gonna put in a couple of teaspoons of our sesame oil, a little bit of soy sauce for flavor, some gochugaru, boom. Gochugaru, and then we let it boil. And then after we let it boil, we can serve it with our kimchi, which I'm gonna start putting I'm gonna put in the refrigerator right now to cool down. Give that a good little mix. Boom. Boom, baby. And we're only gonna have a bowl of this that Lucas and I will split probably. Definitely needs a little bit more water. Can you get down? No? Okay. Bring this up to a simmer. And then we're gonna let it cook out for like 45 minutes, 30 minutes. It'll be done right after our other soup, or our congee, our gyuk is done. Let that be, clean up a little bit. Boom. All right. Things are a little cleaner. Sitting waiting for the stoplight. It's wild. That's wild. It's funny. It's so weird. That was like one of my favorite things about when we started renting this house. I was like, oh my God, I can be so nosy. Just so nosy looking outside. And I am. All right, so we are in, so it was called the medicine of symptoms. The principles of the medicine called for an assessment of 8 symptoms. They were 4 pairs: hot or cold, deficiency or sufficiency, large or small, yin and yang. It's effective when used alone in some situations. The medicine from the West can be used with Korean medicine, which is sometimes a little bit more effective, but in Korea, the practice occurred for a long time. Currently, in modern days, it's under a challenge to undergo scientific examinations such as clinical trials because people don't fucking trust it. I wish chilies were real. I wish chilies were real. You can go to Chili's, get you a triple dipper, some mozzarella sticks. You can get the Nashville hot, or you can get regular, or you can get the sweet one, the sweet chipotle one, and that one is good. That's my favorite one. Mostly right now we're seeing a in Korean medicine, and we're up into modern times, in Korean medicine, in traditional Korean medicine, we're seeing a great divide between younger generations being like, that's hocus pocus, and older generations being like, I'm literally 100 years old, bitch. Like, and I've only used traditional Korean medicine. Like, you get a cold every 2 weeks. One long chain. Wow. Impromptu ad. I don't think I would actually work for Chili's, though. They've done some fucked up shit lately. And right now there is a lot of clinical studies going on that is proving that traditional Korean medicine is a very effective way to treat a lot of symptoms, a lot of your like smaller sicknesses. Like, no, it's not going to be used to treat cancer. It's not going to be, it could be preventative for cancer, such as colon cancer, because it has high fibers. But it's not used to treat cancer. And it can treat like your flu symptoms, your COVID symptoms, your regular cold symptoms, things like that. And there's a lot of studies that are going behind it to show that this is something that is quite effective. And during war times, not only has it been quite effective in making sure that the survival rate is higher than it could have been, but it's also effective in that the ingredients are mostly cheap and it can feed a lot of people. So the history. Now let's talk about the couple of dishes that we are making today. We have the tteok that is going back here. Oh, that is gonna be so good. That's gonna be so good. And we have our seaweed soup, which is the mayok gok. The mayok gok. This one particularly, again, it goes for birthdays, for longevity, but it also is something that is really good for pregnant women because the amount of vitamin C that it has in it. And for people who have like smaller injuries, such as like if you had a injury while you were like running or something like that, the sodium, the vitamin C, and the vitamin D in it is really, really good for your body. On the tteok, in the back, on the tteok, it is, again, essentially a congee, and it is used for when you have been sick in order to basically recuperate, because it has a little bit more fat in it. It has it's high in vitamin C, vitamin D, calcium, and it helps to like help your muscles and help you produce more, to quote unquote produce more produce more blood cells to help you fight infection. Those are the two that we're doing today. I'm excited. I'm excited to eat them. I hope you enjoyed the history, because like this is the icon stream. Hi, Chloe. Hello. Hi. Did you like the history? We're not done yet. It has to be finished cooking, but did you like the history? I have a feeling that it very much aligns with a lot of Chinese traditional medicine, because it does stem from the same time period, the same time period in the big three. Hi, Chloe, how are you doing? We have essentially congee in the back and a seaweed soup in the front. It smells really good. My whole house smells really good right now. It smells mostly like garlic, which is funny. And I'm gonna do a little bit of sponsored stuff that we can cut out later. So because I have to make a couple of videos. It's not technically sponsored. It is sponsored, but it's not technically. Anyway, my old bosses from when I was a marketer at this place called Credits, they created a new company, and they are Japanese and Chinese, the two of them, and they are starting a Japanese company to basically get real Japanese food into the hands of American women, mostly from a. Thank you for the sub. Thank you for converting your Prime sub to a tier 1. I've never seen the converted message before. That's really funny. Huh? The camera's down. I will wait a second. Oh, you have me on the alternative camera already? Okay. So I'm gonna, since we're doing medicinal foods, and we're gonna talk more about Japanese.
From the slow-cooked bacon overflow to every corner of my mouth.
Thank you so much for the gifted subs, Chloe. The people who got them, let's see. Zelt, oh my God, Zelt, you got one. Master of Splits, Vira, Dragoon, and Sheena Cass. Thank you so much. I should watch Food Force again. Thank you so much. That's an awesome list of people who got subs this time around. That is an awesome list of people. Love that. Love that. Thank you so much. Yeah. He will walk you through on how to fill out the mystery ingredient list. I'm not sure. I'm not allowed to see them. So, we were talking about yeast earlier. And this is, you can get these off of the TikTok shop, by the way. So if anybody wants the link to them, I will send them to you.
The savory juices from the slow-cooked bacon overflow to every corner of my mouth.
I'm not going to talk about that right now. Jamie. Oh, barbecue trout and eggs. That sounds so good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pokemon, Noodles, Marion, Tuscan Tamale Company, and What the Deck. Thank you so much. We have a new record of a level 4. We are 0% into a level 4 hype train. That is a new record for us. Thank you guys. Oh. Wow. Okay, my tummy. Thank you. I have for sure surpassed my sub goal for the month. The 2 things that I have left are my donation goal for the month and
be prepared.
Thank you, Crazy. That's a lot of biddies. That's a lot of biddies. You guys are helping a lot. Chloe knows how much I work my ass off. That is my bestie, by the way. If you've ever heard me talk about my bestie, that's Chloe. The one that just came in closer. Chloe knows how much I am trying to work my butt
savory
off.
juices from the slow-cooked bacon overflow to every corner of my mouth.
Oh my God, thank you so much. 66% into the hype train. Toot toot. I have had a rough few years ever since leaving my ex, trying to get back on my feet and just not. It's a rough time to like go through major life changes right now. If you didn't know. And I really want Mom Noms to be successful because I really believe in what I'm doing here and talking about food and helping people cook and talking about the history and the culture, because like food is so stigmatized and like there's so much racism and sexism and like bigotry within food, and people just don't realize it. And I really want the world to know I am doing this because that's what my mentor did. That's what my mentor did, and and he's no longer with us, so I want to be the person who does that, and I think I have a good chance to at some point. And the subs, the bits, the donations, the being here, the sitting through ads, all of that helps to get us to the point that we want to be.
The savory juices from the slow-cooked bacon overflow to every corner of my mouth.
You just subscribed for fun. Kilted.
Bazinga.
Bazinga! There is a lot of bigotry and misogyny in food, and I feel like if you learn the history, you can learn to appreciate food a little bit more, and it's not just something that you stuff your mouth with to live, and that's kind of that's what we're trying to do. And with all of these things, oh my God, we're 13% away from level 4 being completed. That's crazy. Oh, I can't breathe. That's super crazy. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. All of this really helps. That's why I have such harsh like goals for myself every month, because I want to be able to live to do this, and living is expensive and it sucks. And I'm trying my hardest, and we're also working on an app, and we're like trying to do catering events, but I had catering events fucking canceled because of that lady the other day. And this just helps. Medicinal cooking has also become less mainstream in society due to
The savory
invention of the
juices from the
anti-
slow-cooked bacon overflow to every corner of my mouth.
100%.
The savory juices from the slow-cooked bacon overflow to every corner of my mouth.
Thank you guys. You're gonna make me cry. You're gonna make me cry so hardcore. Oh my god. Thank you so much. And just being here has helped so much. Like, it's helped my mental health a ton to bring Mom Noms back, and I'm really, really happy that we did, and that we're going in the direction, because this was not the direction it used to be back in the day. You could probably go back and see in some of the clips, and I'm really happy with what we're doing. Thank you so much for the tears of an empress are its own reward. Oh, Jane. Jane, from the original places, Jane. Thank you so, I need a drink for a second. Lots of love, friends. Thank you, Kilted. I have to swear, Kilted was like, as soon as he found out I was coming back on stream, he was like, yes, I'm gonna be there. And has been almost every single stream, and I super appreciate you. Lots of love, friends. Lots of love to you guys.
When it comes to bacon, be prepared.
Oh, Jane is getting another.
The savory juices from the slow-cooked bacon
You
overflow to every corner of my mouth.
Crazy. Oh my god.
The savory juices from the slow-cooked bacon overflow to every corner of my mouth.
It's not much, but it's a girl that I don't need anything. Thank you so. I mean, I need things, but you guys, does that you're not getting a milk bath yet? No, you know, it's an early morning and I can't see straight, but this was so worth it. It is early for you, isn't it? Oh, you guys, thank you so much. Hi, Mom. I'm not wearing headphones. My mom just walked past. Oh, that's so funny. That's so funny. I have to keep trying to not burn my soup, guys. I don't want to burn my soup. Oh my god. Talk about your crystals. Now they're crystals? Now they're crystals? They're not just pellets or granules, they're crystals. They're my good luck crystals. Like most white girls carry around like amethyst or something like that. I carry around my cock crystals. What crystals? My granulated chicken flavor soup base mix. This stuff. This is what I use for a lot of soup bases, even though I don't really eat chicken anymore. The flavor is not bad.
The name, does it say cock powder?
No, it says chicken soup base.
Oh.
But when it rang up, if I can find my my receipt for it, the receipt says cock powder. Oh my god. You guys broke me. You guys broke me today. We really were almost we're doing crystal chicken lifts. You up until you break. Oh my god. You guys, this morning we were both very like weirdly sad and just like maybe we should cancel stream and sleep today because like that's what depression does to you. And I'm really happy we didn't. We have 12 seconds left. We have a new record of 57% into level 5. That's crazy, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We have more than surpassed our sub goal. I think we're not gonna get our follower goal, but that's fine. We have over 100 followers that we did this month, so that's still really, 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 really good. And the only goal that we're definitely not surpassing is our donation goal, and that's, you know, it's one of those things that we have to work up to, but that's thank you guys. I don't know, I'm awkward now. I feel very awkward now. And to the people who have been around from the very beginning of Mom Noms, like, well, not the very, but mostly the beginning of Mom Noms, Kilted, Jane, Chloe, all you, like, you guys have seen how much we have grown as a channel and how we have grown to do what we're doing right now. And I very much appreciate you guys being through my learning period of trying to figure out how to do a proper cooking show. And yes, we're not as big as we used to be, but that's fine. That's fine because we are growing an actual like support system and an actual basis for this to become something more than it is right now and more than it used to be. And so and Kilted too. I don't know if I said your name, Kilted. I don't know. My brain is broken right now. And so I thank you for going through these growing pains with me, and thank you for being so supportive. I don't know. This is what I love doing, and the world is crazy right now, and if I can make this be successful and not have to go back into like the corporate world, that would be really great. Because the corporate world about broke me the last few years. That being said, the corporate world. The true best of streams takes time and patience to build, develop, and maintain. I completely believe in that too. Crazy. Like that's why I'm doing it the way that I'm doing. I'm trying to actually have something that's not just entertaining but worthwhile, and something that like you can put on and learn a little something. And sometimes I'm a little crass because I'm a chef and I can't help it. And sometimes I cry because I can't help that either. But most of the time I just make really good food and tell you where it comes from and the history behind it, because I think that's really cool, and I think other people think that's really cool too. And I think that it's something that we're missing since, you know, Anthony Bourdain died. And not a lot of people have, like, Gordon has tried to go and do cultural shows, but I think his name is just too synonymous with like being an asshole in a kitchen, even though he's not. That people just don't really take it as being genuine. So I think it's something that we need. And eventually, if Mom Noms continues the way that we're going, which we have been growing steadily every stream, like, it may not seem that way, but every stream we have grown, every stream we have learned more, every stream we have gained more people coming in and saying hi and staying for a while. That eventually we can take this show on the road and we can go to different cultures. We have been invited to several cultures over the last like couple of weeks on several places by native people who are native there. In the last couple of weeks on Threads, his people want to show us and want to tell us a little bit about their history and like how to make their foods. And I think that's cool, guys. I think that's really cool. So eventually, when we can actually afford to travel and to take this show on the road, like, I think it's going to be even more interesting. But for now, we'll sit here and we'll learn about history and we will make foods together, and it can just be a comfy place for you guys. So thank you. I went on a rant. I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to. I'm gonna check my kanji now, okay? Oh, it's almost there. My chuk. I'm so excited. Okay, hold on a second, guys. I need to breathe for a second. The hat fell. Okay. All right, back onto what I was saying. Kind of sponsored, but not sponsored. We were talking about yeast and the health benefits that are yeast, and this is from my old boss. They have this new line, though they have a couple of things out already, but this is amagura, and it is sweetened. It's oats, it's granola. It's really good. The chocolate one is so good. I'm gonna get them to send me the matcha one soon. I have plain and I have chocolate. We're gonna figure out some recipes to do with these later, but for right now, I want to talk about them, okay? They're Japanese. They actually have partnered with a 600 year-old sake company. It's made with amasake, and if you don't know a lot about like the distilling process of like sake or beers or alcohol, amasake is the grain, the leftover grain after they produce sake. So it has like a natural sweetness, but it also has like all of these really good minerals in it that help to regulate your system. Specifically, amasake has been used in Japan for like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years to regulate hormones in women. So like when they're feeling like hormonal or they're about to go on their period or anything like that, they either eat or drink amasake tea and it helps to like regulate their hormones. And I didn't know any of this. Like when he called me to talk to me about the product and to ask me if this is something that I would want to promote, I was like, I had no idea. Good luck on your interview, Barbie. We love you. Welcome in. We'll have new emotes and stuff. We're gonna go and make emotes and things because I have a lot of slots open right now, including animated slots. And when I was last streaming, there was no such thing as animated slots. So all the best. Get that job. I had no idea about this, so I did a little bit more research into it, and it is something that they have been doing for like about a little bit over 1,000 years, to help women to regulate their menses. So when they feel like coming on, in order to prevent like a lot of cramping or a lot of like emotional imbalance, they drink amasake tea or they eat amasake as a sweetener in their grains. Like granola. And you can eat this hot or cold. It's very cool, and it tastes wonderful. The plain one is good, but the chocolate one, it has like raisins or currants or something in it, and you like every so often you get this like little sweet piece that kind of explodes, and you're like, oh my god, that's so good. And the other thing that they sent me, which I'm excited to use, I kind of want to make peanut butter cookies out of this, is Fuel matcha peanut butter. I am going to talk to them about this packaging because I really hate this packaging. It's so cheap looking, and it's not. So Fuel is made out of Kinaku. It's basically roasted soybeans. And it's made out of it's peanuts and the roasted soy because they wanted to know like how to interest the American audience with eating something that they just don't really eat. And we eat soybeans in a way, but that's not one of our main things that we eat. Oh, currants. Yeah, they're basically raisins. But they were like, how do we promote a product that can help the woman in America to get something that's like really good for their health? And Vernon goes, I have an idea. Let's make it into peanut butter and let's add matcha. And I was like, yep, they know their audience. Add matcha and make it into peanut butter, and so many people are gonna like it. But it has kinaku in it, which is a roasted soybean, and we have Do 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 do. We use a lot of soybean paste here. We have it in our dongjang, our gochujang, samjang, things like that. And basically, it helps to, again, regulate your. We're talking about medicinal, like traditional medicines, and in different places. It helps to give you energy to focus. It gives you a lot of energy because of how it's stored in your body. And that helps you to like have a little bit more brain power, have a little bit more focus. But it also, as far as women goes, it's another thing that actually helps you to regulate your hormones. And it is heavily used in Japan and has been for, again, hundreds of years, used in Japan to help women to regulate their hormones so that their periods aren't as awful. And I'm excited. I'm probably going to use these more next week. We're going to make some stuff out them while we're talking about traditional Japanese
When
medicine.
it comes to bacon,
be prepared.
be prepared.
Thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you so much for the biddies. I am excited. I have TikTok links for them. If you guys ever want to try them or buy them, they are unfortunately not shipped to anywhere but the US right now because it is about getting actual Japanese products in the hands of Americans, whereas a lot of the products that we can get right now that are said is from Japan is not actually from Japan. So I'm excited. I am going to do content and like help them out a little bit because I told them I couldn't promise anything until I tasted it. And I tasted when it came in, I tasted it and was like, oh my God, I have new obsession. You guys are going to have to send me more because especially the oats, like these chocolate ones are delicious. And I'm ready to try the matcha because they use the sake place that they use for here is 600 years old. It's on their 17th CEO. And the matcha, they use a ceremonial grade matcha in here from a company that is about to be 300 years old next year. So it's 299 years old. And they've been producing matcha the entire time. So like you can taste the difference in matcha and in like pretty much anything of like a company that's been around for a while and has continuously made it. They're also getting into some other markets. We're gonna test their face stuff. I only have half of their face stuff, so I need to tell them that steps 1 through 4 didn't get to me. And then they are also going to make pet food that is like actually made like not traditional. That is like whole pet food, not just like the crunchy stuff that you can buy here, but for the same price as your regular pet food. And then they're doing something else too. Oh yeah, and then they do a purple sweet potato that is indigenous to Japan that does not exist in America pretty much anywhere in a pill form. And it's delicious. I've been making BS in a bowl for the last 5 years. Only 295 to go. Ube? No, it's not ube because there is a difference between a purple sweet potato and ube. There is a difference. Because ube is technically a yam, I believe. No, this is called it's like omakase, an omakase sweet potato. So a purple sweet potato
And a
is
big welcome.
is more welcome in. Hello. Thank you so much for that follow, DeGraff Gaming. How you doing? How you doing? And ube is purple throughout. It has dark rough and a milder vanilla note. What a sweet potato has smooth skin. There's also a difference in colors. A ube is pretty much like purple throughout. And a sweet potato, I believe, has I may have switched these around, but a sweet potato has like a more yellow interior. Hello, welcome in. Welcome in, welcome in. We are going into, we are in an ad break. I'm gonna go and take me a small siesta, sit down for just a second. You guys killed me, so I need to sit down. And then we're gonna finish up because all of our food should be about to be finished.
Yuki.
That was a lot. You guys killed me. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, and now half of the people are listening to us in ads.
I know. You guys are listening to me in ads. I am still gonna try to make something that is like an ad, quote unquote, to go on here, but it's just goofy and is like, come to the next Mom Nom show where we'll be talking about, what are we doing tomorrow? Pressure cookers. Come to the next Mom Nom show where we'll be talking about pressure cookers. I hope you guys are doing amazing today. Thank you for making my day so much better, because it literally has been so much better. You talk about pressure cookers. This is such a it's such a meta thing right now, because both the hospital medicinal food and the pressure cooker series that we're doing, both of these series come from the fact that like that lady went off and called my food hospital food, and I was like, why is that a bad thing? Why is that a bad thing? I burned the roof of your mouth last night and now burns whenever something touches it. I hate when that happens. Can I complain about how my food tastes metallic? Girl, stop eating pennies. Stop putting nickels into your pressure cooker. That's how you make a BOMB. I feel like I'm talking to children sometimes, because I have to stop myself from saying certain things on the internet. Like, you can't say these things on the internet. You cannot say these things on the internet. Welcome back from ads. One more drinky boo. Blood is not usually food. It can be though. Blood sausages and stuff like that. There's a lot. Haggis. I've eaten pig's blood before. Things like that. That is like, that stuff is good. You can use blood for a lot of things, but you have to like season it correctly, or you do get that super metallic irony taste. Did you forget all those subs now in chat? No, I was still talking to you guys. I just needed to sit down. I have to sit down too. Do you know what Zoricus is? No, I do not. All right. Oh my God. I'll give this a big stir. I don't know what scene I'm on, because producer Red is not. Let's see. Here, you can use that one. Producer Red, I think, went to the bathroom. So here is our joke. Whoa. Okay, that is definitely finished and definitely delicious looking. I need to get a thing for producer Red so he can try it. We still need a little bit of time on our seaweed soup that we're making though. It's definitely not the aroma that I want it yet. This looks so good. Not gonna lie. Did you guys know, since we're, you know, all history and stuff, did you guys know that before the current way, like juk and kanji and things like that are very, they're one of the most traditional ways to make rice, because before we learned that steaming rice essentially is better, they used to boil the rice so it would be much mushier like it is right now, and wouldn't hold up as well. And it wasn't until about like 500 to 600 AD that we started using steam to make rice. Pig's blood soup. Oh, that sounds good. Mixed in with stuff like intestinal lung. Ooh, I wouldn't mind eating that actually. I wouldn't mind eating that. I heard an for producer Red. All right, so this one goes with kimchi. The soup that we made, the spinach soup, or spinach, the seaweed soup that we made will actually go with. Your class hates Zorkus. I bet it does. There's, you okay?
Hot.
Oh, I'm sorry, it just came off the oven. Um, it just came off the stove. I didn't mean to burn you. I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, there is a specific kind of food, like a street food from Korea, and I can't remember the name of it right now, that is made with pig's blood, and it's made with like sausage, like intestinal, like sausage meat, intestinal sausage meat, and things like that. I can't remember the name of it, but I really want to try it, and it's in a soup form. We haven't mentioned cock powder in a while, so I'm doing my civic duty and by mentioning it. You're gonna choke producer Red. He just like put a full bite of, oh my god, this is so much pressure, guys. Oh, that was a lot of pressure. A full bite and was like, oh my gosh. Hell yeah. I'm gonna just get a couple of pieces to put on, like a piece to put on the side here to go with this, because this will help to finish off the flavor that you need of this soup. And usually this is served with rice. But since we have congee as well, with the juk as well, we're not serving it with rice. It's just gonna be kind of on its own. All right, let me smell it. Oh yeah, that's definitely finished. Okay, let's get you a big spoonful of this, and then Red can grade us. This is also for Red's birthday. It is another year of good luck for his birthday and longevity. So let's give him another birthday wish, because it is the birthday week. So we're giving him another birthday wish. There you go. And we'll see. I'm gonna taste this though. I'm gonna to get into the juk right now. It's fantastic, very hearty in a filling sense, but very flavorful without being overpowered. They're easy to get through. It definitely feels like healing food. Would recommend out of 10. I like that. Mmm. Ooh. It's really good because like there's not a lot of extra seasoning in it. I usually say just ish good. Ish good. There's not a lot of seasoning in it other than the vegetables and the sesame oil, which you can definitely get a taste of. And the gochugaru. Again, you do not have to put gochugaru in this. But I wanted something that would make me happy. So we added the gochugaru. And it has like a really good, just like fresh like smell to it. I like that. Very, very, very good. Okay, I'm gonna do the soup. Just the broth. It kind of reminds me of the miso broth that you get. It reminds me a little about miso broth that you get at Japanese restaurants for some reason. But like more of a weird kick. I like it. I like it a lot actually. And with the kimchi, it should be really, really good. That's how I started out, but I figured it would be more explanative and more words. Yeah, he was like 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10, and would just like not really talk about the rest of the food. It was 9 out of 10 good. That was 10 out of 10 good. Let's try our newest batch of kimchi. I have not done that yet. I just kind of handed it to producer Red and was like, here, have some kimchi. This got super fermented. That was a lot of pressure on this. I need my scissors. My skizzers. There you go. I don't know why I just blew this like it's hot. I'm like, whoo. Ooh. Ooh. Mmm. 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 I'm an ass with words. Using a lass and also ass with words in a sentence proves the opposite. That's so funny. And the kimchi is really good. It's got like a nice pickled flavor to it. Like a nice kind of sour, but like sweet, but I don't know. It's really good. I need to put this one in the fridge. The other one we are going to get funkier with. It's going to get funky. This one is just going to sit in our fridge and be eaten pretty much every day because that's my favorite thing to eat is kimchi. All right, you guys. After we get our next little bit of a recommendation, not recommendation, my God. After we get told how it went, how the food went. Oh, hey, I got the they ate emote finally. Woo! The broth isn't too flavorful, but the kimchi and the small vegetables add a lot to the meal part of the soup. I'm unsure if I could eat the whole bowl of this, but it does remind me of the temple from earlier, 7.6 out of 10. You're gonna have to eat a whole thing of it. Just kidding. That's why I only made the tiny pot of this one. Because I knew you didn't like temple food as much, so I was like, let's make something, let's do something that is a little bit less of a harsh experience. So we don't have to eat a giant ass bowl of it. All right, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and end because I'm tired now. You guys killed me. Tomorrow we have no streams tonight, not even on RDP&K. We are gonna take a little bit of time to rest. We're gonna get our other work done, take some time to rest. Tomorrow we'll be back with Mom Noms tomorrow morning at around 9:30. Sorry for being late. We might be late again. Not quite sure. But around 9:30 in the morning, we'll be back with Pressure Cooker, our part 1 of Pressure Cooker. And we're going to actually start with some Indian food tomorrow because of the history of pressure cookers, actually. And then have a good evening. Yeah, we're going to probably play video games. Or watch a movie or something like that. But we'll be back tomorrow morning at 9:30 Central Time. Central Daylight Time, I think is what it's called now, with Pressure Cooker. And then tomorrow night we'll be doing Resident Evil 9, a run through on RDP&K. Other than that, you guys broke me today. Thank you so much. I very much appreciate you, every single one of you. It's a lot. I thank you for being here and for all of the new friends that we've made and for continuing to inflate my ego to make this a thing. Because we're gonna make it a thing. I have full faith we're gonna make Mom Noms into a well-known household topic with talking about history and stuff. I just have to get better. I have to practice my speaking and my presentation and all of that stuff. And we're going to send the love over to Eat at Dad's, a very good food and drink friend of ours. We love rating him. We still have a cookie to eat that he sent us in the mail last week. I keep forgetting about it. He's a very sweet person. And you guys will, if you haven't been there before, he's a recipe developer. He has a couple of cookbooks, makes really good food. If you have been there before, you know exactly talking points with the history. You know exactly who he is. And he will just very much invite you in. We're going to go ahead and roll our outro while I finish talking about him. You're going to go in and say, Mom rates Dad. Mom's rating Dad. Give some bacon hearts if you have them. Give him some love if you have them. Any kind of anything. Just say hi. Just say hi. And for that, it feels bad for not being able to contribute with the money. Stop that. But being here, yeah, no, everyone, I love all of you for being here in whatever way you can be, because like it helps. It helps us along the way. And thank you, everyone. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're not already part of our Discord, !Discord, come join our Discord. We talk about food. We have pictures. We mess around a little bit. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully we can start doing some community-based things later on down the line when we get everything figured out. And thank you guys so much. We will see you tomorrow. Love you guys. Bye.